Hi guys, in today's video we're going to do a teardown of this laser printer. This is the Brother MFC-7820M. This video is kindly sponsored by JLC PCB. To get your PCBs for as little as $2, check them out in the description below. Picked this one up ages ago now, pretty much next to nothing. I think actually I got it for free. Somebody was just getting rid of it. It does work, I have no use for it, so let's tear it down and see what parts you can salvage out of one of these lasers. Now this is certainly going to be a interesting one to actually get apart. These things can be a right pain in the neck. I know that one, as I've got one that I'm trying to repair at the moment, which I've not got very far with yet. Simply getting the things apart is one of the biggest problems to start with. I've put a dust sheet down just so that I don't get any excess toner, etc. spilt over the thing. Now I'm not worried about getting this apart in any way that it will go back together again. Just simply want to get the thing into pieces and see what we can salvage from it. There's going to be a lot of screws and a lot of clips in this, and most likely excuse me, a lot of them are going to be hidden away. So I'm going to get rid of that bit. I've got paper in this one as well. Now we've got here is, what have we got here? Let's roll it. Now, that's not how you do it if you want to keep the printer. Like I say, you just need to get this apart quickly and as easily as possible. These obviously got something holding them in at the front. It's probably screws of some sort. Yeah, I think there is a screw there. Alright, let's get that paper out of the way. Lesson learned, take your paper out first. Completely forgot I had any in there. I put some in there, I remember, for testing it when I picked it up, and yeah, never took it back out again. Can we actually get the whole of that tray out? Yep, we can. There's our paper tray. Okay, let's have a look. So we've certainly sealed ready. We've got a fan there, a little speaker there, because this one did the one of the older ones that had the fax support. A lot of circuitry on this side to come out, so I think we'll start on the circuitry this side and see what we can do. Got that board out there. We'll have a look at that a bit more in detail later. Chuck that over there for now. I'd certainly hate to be somebody who has to service these sort of machines. I'm not saying they're not easy to get into, not always very obvious either. Yeah, so that's our main control board. Not much on there that you really want to keep, if anything, to be honest with you, because you can pick these up, like I say. I mean, virtually like this one, just for free. You know, people just get rid of them. Always worth picking up if you've got the time to strip it down. Right, I'm going to start getting covered in grease now by the looks of it. So various gears, etc. here. Nice little motor there. What's that one? DC 22.5 volts. That's certainly very precise. 1.1 amp. Works in both directions. So let's see if we can get that off. Tiny screws on that. Like I said, this is going to be a destructive teardown. Yeah, so it's just little pins. Look like plastic, but they've obviously got a metal weight in them. Little shaft, so I'll take that one out there. And I think we've got another one down here. We have just a little spring on the end. So they certainly could be useful for something. So we'll keep those. And like I say, because this is a working unit, or was a working unit, these components should be fine unless any of them are damaged in the process of stripping them out. Now what I'll do with this when it goes to the recycling is to split it up into its various parts, so sort of metal parts, and a lot of the plastic. It's rigid plastic, so I don't know if they'll put it through as for recycling in the rigid plastics. But it'll just go in the standard waste. Right, get rid of that. Let me just whip that out of its metal case. So that gives me less stuff to pull apart later when it comes to getting this to the recycling. Let's switch there and save that. Okay. That just sits in there. Nice little fan. Again, that's 24 volt. A lot of this seems to run on 24 volts by the looks of it. Just running through. Right, that's got that bit off. Let's try and get this top part off. I think it's getting in the way now. Not a way of getting these out. Probably not. Alright, let me try and get this top part off, I'll come back to you guys. Alright, managed to get that top feeder mechanism off. I don't think there's any more screws holding this together. I think this is all clipped in now. That's held in now by this black one over here. Let's see if we can pry that out. Yep. That's better. Now one screw holding that in. I think for the most part that's junk. So there's our little tiny motor we've salvaged out of that. Any information on it? It says TC 4Z25A NMB-MAT Thailand. Add that to the pile. I think I'll keep that little rod. It's a nice rod. Right. I think I'm going to take a 2-second break, for you guys anyway, and just tidy up a little bit before we carry on. Okay, it's a nice little tidy up done. Just separated the metal parts and the plastic parts ready for recycling. And screw there. God, screws everywhere. Right, let's carry on. Now, I think we'll tackle the underside now. We'll just whip out any more screws we can find. So they make things, see this mechanism here for instance, the top part has got some screws hidden right underneath there, which do not look easy to get to without getting these unclipped somehow, which isn't very obvious at all how that would happen. Lots and lots of screws hidden in places that you can't really get to. That's better. Now I can get that out. So there's another spring there. Keep that one. Oh, that's a lot better. That's how you do it. You know what I mean. That's how you do it if you're not intending to ever put the thing back together again. There we are. Right, that's that. So we've just basically got our PCB there for the front panel and a little screen. So that's e-waste. Chuck that in that pile for now. Plastic. So yeah, nothing of interest there worth salvaging. Now this is our top scanning part. I think I found another screw somewhere. Yes. There we are, so that's our top plate then for scanning. So you can see there we've got an area of glass here, and that's obviously for the top feed, and then glass here. So yeah, that's not going to, that has been bonded very well to that, so that will have to go as a separate piece for recycling. It's just going to be our, our scanning here for scanning documents. I'm not even sure if that's a colour one or not, but I have a series of LEDs built in that light up, and it obviously scans across your documentation. Yeah, there's a nice metal rod there, so add that to our pile. Okay, so there's not really much left of this now. There's certainly no real weight to it anymore. It's going to end up mainly with just the plastic base. So the problem with these sort of things, obviously normally you take them to your recycling centre as waste electrical equipment. As, certainly in the UK you're not going to have to throw electrical equipment away in the normal rubbish, you certainly shouldn't do. Unit here of some sort. So what's in here? Some kind of control module. Oh yeah, that's the module for the telephone line. Nothing really of interest. Okay, let's solve that one. So that must be our laser unit. And the rest of this is pretty much just a roller, some wiring, and not much else. Yeah, nothing too interesting to see with that. So glass, that's plastic. It's only the mirror part, there's another part there, it's plastic. And we've got the control board. Ah, so this must be a spinning mirror of some sort. So I think this is our laser module over here actually. That's pretty much it. So quick tidy up and we'll have a quick look at the parts that we've got out of it. Okay, so that's all tidied up now with every bit separated, so our metal parts and plastic parts ready for recycling. So what did we salvage? A rod. Could be of some use. Another rod. We got some ferrite rings and a flat flex one there. I think there was another one hidden there somewhere, but couldn't be bothered to take it apart. A few springs. Some of these might be worth salvaging. I think those ones not too bad. And these bigger ones here, which I'll pop somewhere. Oh, and a D one there, which probably go in the bin. So we got some solenoids. So these have got these little wrong way around, that one there, presumably fire outwards, DC 24 volts, so that's worth keeping. And there's this little one here as well. I think these acted on some little plastic pieces with springs, if I remember correctly. So yeah, they could be worth salvaging, apart from the fact the inner parts keep falling out. Another spring. So we got some motors. Now this one here, being that the control circuitry is certainly very complex, so this one, not really going to bother with that. That can go in the bin. Got a little fan here, 0.1 amps, 24 volts, so that's probably worth keeping. Got our battery pack here. I wonder how much voltage is this, because remember, yes, this is 3.6 volts, 600 milliamp hours, is nickel metal hydride. So let's just check the voltage on that. See how much voltage is still in it. And we've got nothing. Really? I suppose it is possible. Yep, dead. Absolutely dead by the looks of it. Oh no, sorry, 4.2 millivolts. So that's not going to go very far, is it? So that is absolutely dead. May come back to life, I don't know, but probably not worth necessarily hanging on to. But we'll keep that aside for now. So we've got another little motor here. This little 4-pin motor. This could be useful for something. Not too sure, but I'll hang on to that for now. And the same with this little 4-pin one here. I'll hang on to that. Our little speaker. Probably not much use, but you never know when you might need a speaker for something. And so PCBs. So this is our little control board for the fax, telephone lines, some little relays on there, 1 amp, 30 volts DC or 120 volts AC. There isn't really much else on it. So what are these little, these are like mini kind of tubes of some sort, I'm not sure. 0.4 M. Quite sure those glass things are there. Yeah, nothing much on here really. What's that? LM358N. A few caps, so they're not worth salvaging really. So yeah, nothing much on here. A few parts that might be worth sucking off, but not a lot. This board here, we've got our power, so we've got an IEC connector here. Always worth having those. And we've got a little switch there as well, so that's good salvage. So interesting fuse, this one. It's quite a size. It's 250 volts, 10 amps. We've got there is fused to 250 volts, 2.5 amps. That's a time delay fuse. Part we got there, what's that? M12J Z47. Not quite sure what that one is. Coils there, inductor there. Another fuse over there. Certainly serious about fuses. That's 3 fuses on one little board so far. This is our power supply board, transformer there. So there might be a few bits that can be removed off that board. This is our main processor board for the unit. Got a big parallel connector there, USB and Ethernet. Most of it's just surface mount stuff. So yeah, nothing really to salvage off that, unless you want to like salvage the Ethernet port or something. I wouldn't bother myself. So yeah, I'm not going to salvage anything, I don't think, off that one. Another little board here. What was this one controlling? I can't remember now. So what have we got here? Some kind of a transformer or something, or inductor, I'm not sure. Let's say And not in the ductor. Not entirely sure what that one is. It's kind of based a bit like a transformer, but yeah, kind of odd plastic arrangement. Got a little tin cover here, which is doing nothing. It's just acting as a heatsink for this part, which is a D2394. I don't recognise that brand in there either, that logo. So yeah, nothing really on here, to be honest with you, unless you want some D2394s, which there's two of those. So that's something to look up. A few diodes, I think it's sighting, and D2525. So again, I'm not too sure what that logo is there. And then the only other board we have was just this board for the control panel buttons on the front, so absolutely nothing to salvage off that. That just goes straight into recycling. Oh, and a micro switch. I don't think I'm going to keep that. It's a little sprung loaded plastic one, but I don't know what use there'd be for that. Not sure. I'll add it to the keep pile for now, shall I? So we are. That's a semi-detailed look into tearing apart an old laser printer. Like I say, it was working, but not of any use to anybody now. Very old. So yeah, why not tear it down, see what parts can be salvaged out of it, and take the rest to the recycling centre. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and a massive thank you to my sponsor for this video, JLC PCB. Head to their website for prototype PCBs for only $2. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And I am on Patreon, links are down below if you want to help me out on there as well. See you in the next one. Cheers.